Let's talk about two verses that are short, simple, and honestly kind of convicting. Philippians 2:14-15 says this: "Do everything without grumbling or arguing, so that you may become blameless and pure children of God without fault in a warped and crooked generation. Then you will shine among them like stars in the sky." Two verses. That's it. But don't let the length fool you. There is a lot packed in here that is incredibly relevant to the way we live today. Right off the bat, Paul says everything. Not most things, not the easy things, not just the things that are convenient to do cheerfully. Everything, no exceptions. That's a high bar. And if we're being honest with ourselves, most of us don't clear it on a daily basis. And that's okay to admit. Because the first step to actually applying a verse like this is being honest about how far we actually are from it. This isn't just about surface-level behavior. It's not simply about putting on a smile and biting your tongue.
Paul is going deeper than that.
If we don't deal with what's happening under the surface, that quiet inner grumbling will eventually work its way out into open conflict, division, and broken relationships. Grumbling starts quietly, in your head, under your breath, in a text to a friend. And if it's left unchecked, it slowly poisons everything around you. Your attitude, your relationships, your community, all of it gets affected. And here's where it gets really interesting. Paul isn't writing this command out of nowhere. He's echoing something from the Old Testament that his readers would have immediately recognized. Think about Israel in the wilderness. God had just done something absolutely extraordinary for them. He delivered them from 400 years of slavery in Egypt. He parted the Red Sea. He provided bread from heaven, manna, every single morning. He gave them water from a rock. He led them with a pillar of cloud by day and fire by night. And yet, they still complained, constantly, at every turn. And that pattern is sobering. Not because Israel was uniquely bad, but because it's so deeply human. It shows us that grumbling isn't just an annoying habit or a personality quirk. At its core, every complaint is a small act of distrust toward God. Every time we grumble, we are essentially saying, "I don't actually believe you have this under control. I don't trust that you are good. I don't believe your plan for me is better than what I would choose for myself." That's what's really happening underneath every murmur. Now Paul calls us to something different. He calls us to be blameless and pure. And that word pure is worth slowing down on. The Greek word used here literally means unmixed, like wine that hasn't been watered down or metal that has no alloy in it. Pure, undiluted. What it means for us is that our motives have to actually match our actions. You can't grumble on the inside and perform holiness on the outside and call that purity. That's not purity. That's a performance. And God isn't interested in a performance. He's after a genuinely transformed heart. A life that is consistent all the way through, in public and in private, when people are watching and when they're not. Then Paul names the world we're living in, and he doesn't sugarcoat it. He calls it a warped and crooked generation. Now Paul was speaking about his own time. But if you look around today, that description is not hard to recognize either. The world is loud, divided, self-centered, and constantly pushing back against the things of God. Everywhere you look, people are angry, anxious, and looking for something to complain about. Social media has practically made outrage into a pastime. But here's the thing, and this is the part that should actually excite you. A dark sky is exactly where stars are most visible. The darker the night, the brighter even a small light shines. Paul isn't calling us to retreat from a broken world. He's calling us to be visible inside of it. Your peace in a chaotic moment, your patience with a difficult person, your gratitude in a hard season, these things stand out. They turn heads. They make people ask questions. Your attitude in hard moments becomes a testimony that no sermon can replace. When you carry yourself differently from everyone around you, people notice. And that difference opens doors to conversations that matter eternally. Our testimony, the way we live, the way we respond, the way we treat people, should always be at the front of our minds. Grumbling and disputing tarnish that testimony. They make us look no different from the world around us. And a light that looks just like the darkness isn't doing much lighting. So what's the antidote? It's gratitude. Gratitude is the direct opposite of grumbling. And it is one of the most powerful spiritual disciplines we can practice. Gratitude rewires the way you see your circumstances. It shifts your focus from what you lack to what you've been given. It reminds you that God is sovereign, even in the inconvenient moments, the painful seasons, and the situations that make absolutely no sense right now. Choosing gratitude isn't pretending everything is fine. It's choosing to trust that God is still working even when you can't see it. Now look, nobody is saying this is easy. Life gets genuinely hard. People disappoint us. Situations feel unfair. Things don't go as planned, and sometimes they fall apart completely. God knows that. He's not standing over you with a scorecard. He's not waiting for you to be perfect before He uses you. But He is calling you higher. Not to perfection, but to pursuit. The goal isn't to never struggle or never slip up. The goal is to keep turning back to Him when you do. To keep choosing trust over complaint. To keep choosing gratitude over bitterness. One conversation at a time. One hard moment at a time. Because even in your imperfection, when you make that choice, when you take that step toward trust instead of grumbling, you shine. And that is exactly what this world needs right now. So don't chase perfection. Chase faithfulness and let God handle the rest.